So we have to solve this question. It is a convergence. It is about the convergence of the sequence. So sequence, it is given xn. Xn be a sequence defined by its first term and second terms, and the general term is given in the arithmetic mean of the previous two terms. Then we have to show that this sequence is a convergent sequence, and with the help of this one, observe this one. So observe this fellow, and with the help of this one, find the limit of the sequence. Okay. So to solve these questions, we will require. So I think you are familiar about the convergence of the sequence. So let me first explain. No, convergence of a sequence xn. What do you mean by convergence of a sequence? I hope you are familiar about this one. Second one is that contractive sequence. Contractive sequence. You are familiar about this one? And this third one is a Cauchy sequence. Cauchy sequence. So all three concepts will require to solve these questions. Another one, subsequence. What is the subsequence? This one is also required. Suppose that for a time being, I explained to you, suppose that x2, x3, x4, it is up to the xn and so on, be a sequence. It is a sequence. Pick up any terms. Suppose I am taking this one. Suppose I am taking the first term x1, and at second position it is x3, and next third position it is x5, x7, and its at nth term is 2n plus 1. So these types of the sequence is made with the help of this sequence. So for a time being, let us see, it is a mother sequence, and this is the its child sequence. So this sequence, for a time, nowhere it is written it is a child sequence, nowhere in the textbook it is written as a mother sequence. And don't take the name of the mother sequence and child sequence after this class. So don't take name, but for a time being, to understand. So this sequence is made with the help of this sequence, original sequence. So this is called subsequence. It is just example of subsequence. It is an example of a subsequence. Okay. So I hope you are familiar about convergence of the sequence, contractive sequence, and Cauchy sequence, and result about this one. Every contractive sequence is a Cauchy sequence. This implies, and every Cauchy sequence is a convergent sequence. So, and converse need not be the true. Means convergent sequence need not be the Cauchy contractive sequence, and the Cauchy sequence need not be the contractive sequence. Okay. So if you don't know about this ones, let me know and comment this section. And I will explain and I will make the lecture about the convergence of the sequence and the Cauchy sequence. So for a time being, just let us see what is the contractive sequence. So contractive sequence. So contractive sequence. Suppose xn be a sequence of real number. So suppose xn be a sequence of real number, of real number. So if there exist, if there exist and number alpha lies between 0 to 1, such that the difference between two consecutive terms, means xn plus xn minus 1, is less than alpha times of difference between two just previous consecutive terms, means that x plus 1 minus xn. It is not only for the only one terms, but it's happen for all each n belongs to the natural numbers. Either somewhere n is greater than the p. Okay, so this sequence is called contractive sequence. Contractive sequence, what is the geometrical interpretation of the contractive sequence? It is a sequence like as this one. Each distance between, just for a time being, I am considering monotonic increasing sequence like as this one. Suppose this is the x1, this is the x2, this is the x3, x4, x5. Contractive sequence says that the gapping between the two consecutive terms becomes very less. So heat one become very less, this one become very less. As the time passes, the distance between the consecutive terms becomes the less as the distance between the previous consecutive terms. So this sequence is called contractive sequence, and so there is a result. So result is that each contractive sequence is a Cauchy sequence, okay, and each Cauchy, a result is also first result, a second, each Cauchy sequence in R is convergent sequence. It is a convergent sequence. So if if we are able to prove that it is a contractive sequence, then it is a Cauchy sequence and it is a convergent sequence. So come to the question right now. Question. So given sequence, given sequence, it is x1 is equal to 1 and x2 is equal to 2 and xn plus 2 is basically arithmetic mean of previous two terms. Okay, so with the help of this one can write, so this implies that xn plus 2 minus xn plus 1 is, this mean is the for all n is greater than equal to 3. So this one can be written as, put the value of xn plus 2, this is the xn plus 1 plus xn divided by 2 minus xn plus 1. So this one is basically 1 by 2. Solve this one, you will get this one. This time is keeping some step because it is just calculation. So this implies that xn plus 2 minus xn plus 1 is less than or equal to 1 by 2 xn plus 1 minus xn. Here just one thing is that, suppose a is equal to b, then this is also okay to say a is less than or equal to b. Either if you are not feeling better this one, so this can be written as also xn plus 1, and this one is also less than equal to, just take the value 2 by 3, 2 by 3, any value greater than 1 by 2 will help this one, xn plus 1 minus xn. So this one is the alpha times of xn plus 1 minus xn. So this follow the criteria for the contractive sequence. So this shows that this is for all n is greater than 2. So this shows that xn is a contractive sequence. Hence xn is a convergent sequence. Convergent sequence. So first part of the question is proved. So this is the question to show that xn is a convergent sequence. First part of the question is done. Now the second part is given by this one. The second part is given here, xn plus 2 plus xn plus 1 by 2 is equal to xn plus 1 plus xn by 2. Okay, so this is given like this one. Oh, here earlier recurring sequences is solved by taking just limit. Suppose that xn plus 1 is equal to 2 times of xn plus 1, like as this one, and suppose it is a convergent sequence, and take the limit. If you take the limit is equal to L, this is the L plus 1, so the L is equal to minus 1, it is a converge. Solve this equation. But it is a recurring sequence. If you take the limit here directly, limit n goes to 0, so the xn plus 2 plus xn plus 1 by 2 is equal to limit n goes to infinity, xn plus 1 plus xn by 2. Keep in your mind, suppose xn goes to L, means this notation means this is exactly saying that limit n tends to infinity, xn is equal to L. So then what, also xn plus 1 is also goes to L, xn plus 2 is also goes to the L. So this limit exists. So with the help of this one, you will write L plus L by 2, L plus L by 2. So this becomes the identity now, exactly. So it is very difficult to find out the L. So getting the L, so this is the problematic. We can't find the value of the L. So to find the limit of the recurring sequence, taking just as a limit in each terms will not help in each cases. So this is the types of the way it is given in questions. The question is given in this form. So student take the limit and solve with the help of the equation in the term of L, and will not help this one. So what will we do? Just we will add one idea about, we will utilize the idea about the subsequence. So as we have discussed earlier, what is the subsequence? So there is a result. Result is that if a sequence xn converges to L, then every subsequence, not only odd term, every subsequence x, it is a function of n type, what is converges to L also. It is converges to L also. Every subsequence is also convergent subsequence. So we will utilize this idea to find the limit. So as we have discussed, what is the first terms? So let us check here. What is the first term? So first term is it not known. So let us see the nature of the sequence. So it is x1 is equal to 1, x2 is equal to 2, and what is x3? So x3 is basically x2 plus x1 by 2. Check it. So x3, it is x2 is 2 plus 1 by 2. So it is the 1 plus 1 by 2. What is the x4? X4 is x3 plus x2 by 2. What is x3? x3 is 1 plus 1 by 2. x2 is 2, 2 by 2. So this is the 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 square. What is x5? x5 is x4 plus x3 by 2. So x4 is 1 plus 1 by 2, 1 by 2 square. x3 is 1 plus 1 by 2, 1 by, so it is up to 1 by 2. So this is okay. So this one divided by 2. So one can see that it is a 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 to the power 3. So similarly, you can find x7 is equal to 1 plus 1 by 2, 1 by 2 cube plus 1 upon 2 to the power 5. So similarly, and what is x6 sum? Do by yourself, just by yourself. So observe that. So pattern, if you say, what is the odd term basically? This is the x3, x5 and xk. So if you write the odd terms, the x2 and plus 1 terms, odd terms. 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 upon 2 to the power 3 plus 1 upon 2 to the power 5 and up to the this one 1 upon 2 to the power, what is 2n minus 1. So after solving this one, this portion is a in GP, it is a geometry series. So 1 plus geometry series Sn sum of nth term a 1 minus r to the power n divided by 1 minus r. So 1 plus first term is here, it is a 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4. So it is basically 1 plus, it is a 3 by 2, 1 minus 1 upon 4 to the power n. So this limit n goes to infinity, it is 2n plus 1 is basically 1 plus 3 by 2 is equal to 5 by, so it is wrong, I think so. 1 minus 1 by 4, okay. So it is a 2 by 3 basically. 2 by 3. It is a 2 by 3. You are right. Thank you. So 5 by 3. It is a 5 by 3. Why? As n goes to infinity. So as we know what is the property of this result, if the sequence is convergent, then its subsequence is also converges to same point. As we has decided x n is convergent, so it is exactly equal to the limit of n tends to infinity x to n plus 1 is equal to 5 by 3. So we have reached here. So the final answer is that xn converges to 5 by 3. This is the complete answers. Okay. If you don't know anything, is about the definitions, Cauchy sequence, convergence sequence. In fact, what is the sequence? So let me know by comments. I will explain each by once on demand of yourselves. Thank you. Thank you for watching.